Oh, good afternoon. I thought I'd just do a really quick update, show you what I've been doing this week. I didn't get as much done as I had hoped. However, I did still finish a few things. The reason I didn't get stuff done is because I actually managed to have a couple of games. I had one on Monday night and on Wednesday night. Mix of the Middle-earth strategy battle game and had a really nice game of Saga. Midweek, my Anglo-Danes and my friends Vikings just murdered each other. I don't really think we can have a victory. There wasn't really that many people left, but it was nice just to get some games in. So I painted everything up after all. I did, however, get my Burgundian command base finished. So I showed this off last week in the planning stages, and I haven't really changed. It's all gone according to plan. So I've got two crossbowmen again from the mercenary set, and this guy's from the mercenary set as well, the Perry one, and a couple of Pavay shields, another one lying on the ground. Mixed in another transfer from another set. I wasn't too sure how it would look. I thought maybe having them all uniform would look good, but I quite like it. I think it looks good. Standard bearer's got the Burgundian coat of arms, and then in the back we have our Burgundian commander saying, look, there's something coming from over there, we need to turn around. And I just think it's come together quite nicely. I'm really pleased with it. I think it actually, so far, out of some of the bases I've done for the Wars of Roses, this one might be my favourite. Real simple basing scheme, just some static grass, weeds, and then tufts on top of that, all on top of a ground cover. But yeah, I'm really pleased. I'm looking forward to having this on the table. Hope you guys like it. Let me know what you think. I'm quite pleased with how it's come out. I was a bit worried I'd overdone it, but I think it's actually not too bad. So that's anything on the sort of historicals front. I did deviate slightly from what I was planning on painting. I decided that I wanted some scatter terrain for the Middle-earth game, for the Lord of the Rings game. And I've always been on eBay and I've always been looking at these 3D printed sets that you can get. They seem to be prolific on there, but I actually took the plunge and just spent 12 quid on just some simple ruins. And they came, so I put together a quick paint job on them, and actually I've really been impressed with the quality of them. So they came, I believe it was on Wednesday, and I had them all painted up by last night, by Friday night. I actually think total amount of time, if you take out the drying time, it really only took me about 20 minutes. You can see some striations from lines from the printing, but when they're 3 foot away on a table, I don't really think that's going to be too much of a problem. So I painted these up very similar to the way I did the stone on my troll based, so they looked a bit like Gondorian ruins, but they'll be good for anything really, any kind of historicals or medieval or fantasy game. And all this was a white undercoat. I then used Ulf-1 grey, just slapped that all over them, used the Apothecary white contrast paint all over it, dry brushed very quickly with Ulf-1 grey, and then I just slapped weathering pigments on here and there just to age them, dirty them up a little bit, gets in all those cracks where you have tiles. And then finally, just very quickly, some PVA glue and some knock green leaves on there just for ivy and undergrowth. Yeah, I'm really pleased with them. I'll be getting some other things to set and see what they have. But I was pleasantly surprised by those. So yeah, might be, if anyone's thinking of them, it's worth checking out. This set here plus another piece I got was 12 quid. Which, you know, I don't think is too bad for those. I'll be using them quite a lot. So while I'm on sort of the ruins, I decided to, I started to paint my Theoden model, which I showed off. I would actually get the Witch King assembled as well, and he is here. So he will be mounted on his Fell Beast and with his flaming sword. I can't decide whether to actually do these flames as actual fire or whether to do sort of a green flame effect to make it look a little bit more like ethereal, a little bit more ghostly, some of that power from Minas Morgul that he brings with them. But one thing that I really don't like is flying bases, and the Fell Beast that he's riding comes on one. And by flying bases I mean these clear things here. I think they have their uses. I think on vehicles. It's like some 40k tanks where they're hovering and you can't really see it, or on jet bikes. It don't look too bad. I don't know what it is, but I'm not a big fan of creatures on them. So I decided not to mount the fell beast on that, and actually I used one of the other pieces of the ruins I've got, and I've mounted the fell beast on this. Hang on a second, I'll just bring this out. Sorry, it was shaky. So that's how the 3D printed stuff came. It's in purple. The guy did message me and say, did I mind? I said no, I'm going to be painting it anyway, so I don't really care what colour it's in. Yeah, so what I've done, I've had to reposition the leg and then try and just do a very quick little bit of sculpting over here. So I've run a pin all the way down his leg into here. I've pulled the back claw around and embedded that into the ruin, and then the same with the front claws. I've actually bent that around, and then I've just had to fill some gaps there. I will be sanding all this down so it shouldn't be too noticeable, and then I've just filled in with plastic putty, because where I've had to pull that round he's come out a little bit, but it actually does stand, I promise. But that'll all be on a nice base, and it stands pretty much the same height that this would, so you know, I think it's going to be all right. So I'm looking forward to painting that, and I'll paint that ruin up in the same way. So the next couple of videos will be painting videos, one for the Witch King and one for Theoden. There's some other really nice videos out there for those. I just thought I might as well just throw my hat in the ring, and I'll just show you what I'm going to do to get them done. Anyway, I hope you're all well. We're planning some games for December. Hopefully a big Black Powder game and Wars of the Roses game as well. So I'm going to try and do something, maybe film those battle reports. I don't know. I'll see what we can do. The thing is, if I'm going to film everything, it'll probably take quite a long time. And they already take quite a while, so it might just be an after-action report, at least on the Black Powder game. I think the Wars of the Roses one, because I haven't got as much stuff, that might be a little bit easier. Anyway, I'm enjoying seeing everyone's videos, as always. I hope you're all well. We'll see you again soon.